Alright, to finish off the belly pan, I'm going to do this in yellow. I've sanded this down. So basically what I'm going to do is just start on the sides, hold this piece here, and I'm going to take the point of my iron and just kind of set it right into the bottom here. I'm going to try and get a nice straight edge out of this. And then just follow it along, just tapping it and bending it as I go. It'll shrink it around the bend for this particular part. And once I get it around the bend, then I can go to the back. But I'm just tacking it with the point of the blade, just to get it to stick to the side. There's very little there. It's just actually a 32nd is all I'm tacking on here. Just go slow. Leave the heat on it for just a second. It'll tack right to it. And then I'll take the flat edge and I'll just go ahead and seal it all. That looks pretty good. Now I'll come to the back and I'm going to have a little bend right here. So I need to make a little slit just to get it to angle. And like I said, we're going to trim all this top away, so that'll make it bend right around nice. For right now, I'll just make a little relief slit in the bottom. Hopefully not pull the piece off in the process. There we go. And so with that relief slit, I'll just go ahead and set this right down on the back. And it's going to leave me kind of a wrinkle right up to that relief point. And that's okay. Like I said, that's going to be cut right out. And then I'll go right behind the relief point and start tacking that in. And then I'll hit the slit. That should seal that up. Working out nicely. But the whole time I'm bringing it right down the fuselage side here. And as you get it into the curve, it should become easier and easier to tack it right on. Just push it right down to the top of the bottom of the wing. Hit it with the gun. And then once again I'll keep that right to it. And you're just working it. It's all going to flatten right out. Just got to work those wrinkles. I know you can't see nothing because of the way it's angled here. But you'll see the end result. Just seeing how the technique is done. Alright, once I got that pretty well tacked, I'm just going to take my scissors. How do you lose something you just had in your hands? But you were laughing looking at them on the film there. Alright. Just going to go right across the whole top. Cut where you need to, especially around where it was a little wrinkled. And I don't care how it really comes out, if it's a little jagged or whatever, because it's all going to be melted on, and then the top piece is going to come right over the top. Try and show you. You can see it's on there now, so I got the right side done, but I'm going to go ahead and just keep playing with those wrinkles. I'm going to heat them out because I was curving the monocoat. I'm going to do that to the other side, and then I'll come back and show you how we do the top, and that'll be it. Okay, I finished up the sides there. So you can see how the sides are done. I just got them right up and then kind of took my heating iron at the end and just kind of rolled it over to the edge, just like so. And that sealed it to the top. I did that on both sides already. So the other side's done too. So now I'm just going to put the last sheet right over the top. And I want to leave a little bit of excess just to round up in the front here and to come down and meet this part. And I'm also going to keep enough to come into the back and finish up that back piece right there. So that's what we'll do. Alright, so I cut a piece of monocoat, I peeled the backing off, and we're going to put this right on now. And I'm going to take it around the inside here, just to make sure I reach the top part of the wing, so I got enough to cover the inside piece back here. And basically just going to go ahead and seal her down. I don't have to worry about the edges, because the edges are already done. So I'm just going to kind of tack the outside of the top part of the edge, just to get it started. And then I'm just going to press down onto the wing, kind of, and just kind of make it tight across, so when I go to do the end of this here, it's virtually almost wrinkleless. And we'll see, I might even go ahead and press it and see what happens. Oh, experimentation. That's looking pretty good. I'm just trying to seal the top. I just want to make sure that I got enough to get around to the bottom. So yeah, that's looking pretty good, but I like the edge method better. So I'm going to come down here and tighten it up from the back side. And then I'll just go ahead and do what I was doing on the edges here. Because it seals much better when the edges are sealed already. It shrinks nice, but you don't have to over shrink or pull it. It's got a little wrinkly up here, as you can see, but that's alright. Those wrinkles will come right out. Just working it. As long as it's not a crease. Creases you're going to pretty much have to pull up. Wrinkles come right out. So there we go. And the edge pretty much done. It's looking good. Now I'm just going to come up and lightly let it rest on here and shrink it down first, and then press it. Now when you're doing it, you're just going to press it right to the wood. Sometimes it's easier to press it hard to the wood if you're not going to do the edges first, and that usually works. But you can see those are coming right out. You're barely letting the iron touch it. You're just going to want to pull, if you pull too hard or heat it too much, it's going to want to pull the edge. I didn't really round the corner of the edge. So there, I'm going to let that cool for just a second, and I'm going to trim these sides off. Find those trusty scissors. And I want to leave enough on the front here too, just to come around and meet the inside, so I'm just going to leave a little bit of a flap there. And I'll cut the inside edge of this. Hard to do everything backwards too. Done a lot of different techniques here. Trying to do a video as we do it. It's pretty close to the edge here, so it's a good thing I stopped when I did, and I'll go ahead and seal the edges, and then we can go ahead and shrink the rest of it down. That should take all the rest of the wrinkles out. Just make sure you keep enough on the edge where you don't bring it back past where the overline was. Getting straight lines. Alright, so now I'm going to cut two slits in the edges here just so it'll fold down. One there, and one there. Alright, and I'll just fold it all down. And I'll seal those edges. Give it a nice smooth line, we hope. Alright, and after we finish the top of that, we're going to just roll over these sides. I already did this, so let's go into there, come to the back, we're going to flip that over, and we're going to roll this over to this side, keep this edge up, and don't forget to cut out the hole for your